Good day, everyone. I'm Casas April Don. One of the reporters came from Group 17, which is the last reporters. My group mates are Labiga and Tawi. Our topic for today is all about the issues and controversies of Rizal. For you, what do you think are the possible issues and controversies of Rizal? In the previous discussion regarding the heroism of Rizal, our instructor mentioned a few issues and controversies on why the heroism of Rizal became the hottest topic from then and now. So in our topic, let's discuss further what are the issues and controversies of Rizal. So before that, let's find out first what are the learning outcomes we are expected to achieve at the end of the lesson. These are discuss the context of the issues and controversies about Rizal, explain the relevance and significance of Jose Rizal at the present, explain the evidence or proofs presented for the against Jose Rizal. So, in the issues of Jose Rizal, there are two sub-issues, and those are, the first one is Jose Rizal and the selection of the Philippine national hero, and the second one is issues and controversies of heroism of Dr. Jose Rizal. So let's talk about the Jose Rizal and the selection of the Philippine national hero. Of the countless great men and women in our country's history, Jose Rizal was considered and venerated as the national hero, thus becoming more special and valuable than other heroes. In the document of selection and proclamation of Jose Rizal of national heroes and laws honoring Filipino historical figures, it helped us to have clear understanding about the selection of national hero, which is the committee states the following. So, in the selection of Philippine national hero is the most topic. There are citizens who have doubt why Jose Rizal proclaimed as a national hero. So let's talk about that. According to the committee, no law or any legislation has been issued or enacted which proclaims any Filipino historical figure as the national hero, but there are laws enacted in order to honor the significant contribution of these heroes to nation buildings. So it is clearly stated that there is no law enacted to proclaim a national hero, but there is an order to honor those people who had a significant contribution in our nation. So Jose Rizal is not explicitly proclaimed as a hero, but through his biggest contribution in our country, it is tribute for him because of the sacrifices and significant contribution of in our country. So, not only Jose Rizal, aside from Jose Rizal, Andres Bonifacio is also given an implied recognition as a national hero. Then, heroes need not to be recognized through legislation, but is still revered, appreciated, and proclaimed for their contribution in Philippine history. So, in choosing an national hero, also we must consider a criteria. First one is heroes are those who have a concept of nation and thereafter inspire the struggle for the nation's freedom. Our hero has a concept to inspire other countrymen by the means of fighting what must be the best for our country. Then the second one is hero who defined the contribution to a system of life of freedom and order for the nation. So it is clearly stated that a hero may define by his or her contribution in our nation. Number 3 is heroes are those who contribute to the quality of life and destiny of a nation. So heroes who foresee a significant quality of life and destiny for our nation. So there are additional criteria for heroes. The first one is a hero is part of people's expression. So of course, as a hero, you need to be part of people's expression, but in a good way. A hero must stand as a role model model for others. Second one is a hero thinks of the future, especially the future generations. Of course, a hero is not selfish. It's mindful for the people surround him or her. Thinks what's the best not for only for today but also in the future generation. Third one is the choice of a hero involves not only the recounting of an episode of or events in history but of the entire process that made this particular person a hero. So in choosing a hero, it's not only how you've been through in the history, but it is the process on how you become a particular hero. So as what I've said earlier, Jose Rizal is not, aside from Jose Rizal, there's more implied recommended as a national heroes. Those are Jose Rizal, Andres Bonifacio, Emilio Aguinaldo, and Apolinario Mabini, Marcelo H. Del Pilar, Sultan Dipato and Codarat, Juan Luna, Melchor Aquino, and Gabriela Silang. And the rest of our topic will be discussed in my group mates.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, classmates. My name is Anacel Labiga. I'm the next reporter. Conclusion. Since the submission of the report recommendation by the National Heroes Committee to the Secretary Ricardo T. Gloria of the Department of Education, Culture, and Sports on November 22, 1995, no action has been taken. This was probably because this might trigger a flood of requests for proclamations. Another possibility is that the proclamation can trigger bitter debates involving historical controversies about the heroes. Next is the issues and controversies of Rizal. First is retraction controversy. Did Rizal retract her works and words? For documents surfaced which contained the retraction of Jose Rizal a day before he was executed. The retraction states Jose Rizal's rejection of Masonry and repudiation of his words, writings, publication, and conduct that were against the Catholic Church. The alleged retraction of Jose Rizal was requirements for him and Josephine Bracken to be married. Four documents surfaced which contain the retractions of Rizal day before he was executed. Retractions from the word retract. Jose Rizal, he gave many rejection of many Masonry and repudiation of his words, writings, and publication. Kung baga, hindi binibigyan ng pagpapahalaga ng mga ginagawa na nobela ni Rizal. Dahil lahat ng mga sinusulat ni Rizal ay kasama na roon ang mga pagmamaltrato na natanggap ng mga Pinoy sa mga kamay ng mga Kastila. The same time, the Catholic Church noong sinaunang panahon pa ni Rizal ay sobrang against sa mga sinusulat ni Rizal na mga nobela. And also Rizal, he contained the alleged retraction was a requirement for him and Josephine Bracken to be married. Scholar who questioned the existence and authenticity of the alleged retraction of Jose Rizal argued that it is a forgery based on the analysis of the handwriting, existence of different versions of the document, the alleged confusion of the forger and discrepancies in the contents of the different versions of the document. The also doubted the existence of the document, pointing out that no member of Rizal's family has seen it. It did not save Rizal from being executed, and there is no public record of the marriage of Rizal and Bracken. So many people or scholars questions about the existence and authenticity of the alleged retraction of Rizal, and also most of the people doubted the existence of the document, pointing out that no member of Rizal's family has seen it. Gibawal na diay si Rizal duawan sa iyang mga parents. It did not save Rizal from being executed. Walay tao nga pwede makaluwas sa sala nga ni Rizal. Even the marriage of Rizal and Bracken, there is no public record. The second issue of Jose Rizal is American sponsorship. Is Jose Rizal an American-sponsored hero? In his seminal work, Veneration Without Understanding, historian Renato Constantino argued that Rizal's preeminence among our heroes was partly the result of American sponsorship by citing laws enacted by the Americans that reduced the role of other historical figure in our history in order to emphasize the role of Jose Rizal's. So, the historian Renato Constantino argued the Rizal preeminence among Jose Rizal is our heroes. So was partly the result of American sponsorship by citing laws enacted by the Americans. Kung baga si Renato Constantino, he argued o pinakilala na si Rizal ay ating bayani. He argued that the Americans made Jose Rizal more special than other heroes by encouraging a cult by enacting laws such as Act No. 137, which created the Rizal Province, Act No. 243, which gave way to the erection of Rizal Monument in Lunita, and Act No. 346, which sets December 30 as Day of Observance for Rizal. He also argued that Rizal was selected because his peace-loving and uncompromising image and the perception that he never advocated an independence will suit their American imperialistic interest in the Philippines. So Renato Constantino, he argued to the American people that Jose Rizal is the most special than other heroes. Kung baga, si Rizal ang tinaguriang pinaka-special na hero sa American people. Constantino, he argued also na si Rizal ang napiling bayani dahil sa kanyang malinis na intensyon at pagmamahal sa ating bansa. At hindi lamang niya iniisip ang kanyang sarili para sumikat siya. Kung kaya't ginagawa niya iyon dahil umasa siya at interes niya ang makamtan ang kalayaan sa bansa na kanyang tinutubuan.
Hello everyone, I am Winilin Tawi and I'm the next reporter. Was Jose Rizal anti-revolution? For historian Renato Constantino, Rizal was anti-revolution and had betrayed the Philippines on 2 occasions when he volunteered to serve as a doctor for the Spanish armies in the Cuban Revolution and when he issued his December 15, 1898, where he did not only deny his participation in the revolution but also condemned and called it disastrous and waste of lives. Other historians and scholars emphasize Rizal's assimilist stance as proof of being anti-revolution. For the historian Renato Constantino, Rizal was anti-revolution and had betrayed the Philippines when he volunteered to serve as a doctor for the Spanish armies in Cuban. But he argued in his last poem that Rizal praised the revolutionaries and also became an inspiration for the revolutionaries. In this manner, Rizal cited evidence and explained revolutionary ideas that he had not rejected because many of Rizal's family members held important positions in Katipunan. In his book, A Nation Aborted Rizal, American Hegemony and Philippine Nationalism, Professor Floro Kibuyen argued that Rizal was revolutionary. He cited several evidence such as the letters of Rizal explaining his ideas regarding the revolution and the latest testimonies of Dr. Pio Valenzuela. He also provided a different reading and interpretation of the December 15 manifesto of Jose Rizal, noting that he did not reject the revolution but viewed it as premature and lacked proper preparation. Was Rizal an ambivalent hero or fence-sitter? The conception of Jose Rizal as an ambivalent hero resulted from 4 contradicting testimonies of Pio Valenzuela in 1896 while being a prisoner in Fort Santiago, and in 1914 and 1917 these testimonies are all about his conversation with Jose Rizal in the Pitan. The first 2 testimonies state that Rizal totally repudiated that revolution, while in the other 2, he claimed that Rizal did not repudiate the revolution and he had given instructions for the Katipunan to ensure the success of the rebellion. The conception of Jose Rizal as an ambivalent hero resulted from 4 testimonies of Pio Valenzuela. According to the testimony, Rizal repudiated the revolution, but Rizal claimed that he did not repudiate the revolution and that he had given the instructions to the Katipunan to make the rebellion a success. Through his works, Rizal wishes to express his support for the revolution through the Filipino people's viewpoint at the time. Is Jose Rizal still relevant? Jose Rizal is still relevant because the social problems or ills that he had exposed, criticized, and tried to solve still exist: corruption, injustices, unqualified and or incompetent government officials, and poverty are among the perennial problems that plague the Philippines. The qualities of Jose Rizal are worth emulating. He serves as a role model and inspiration for Filipino youth to love and serve the Philippines and countrymen. Studying Jose Rizal and the country history makes us aware of the ideal son which our nation was built upon, studying the sacrifice of our ancestors for the country's freedom and sovereignty develops nationalisms and pride of our national identity. Jose Rizal will always be part in the development of Philippine nationalism. Yes, because through his novel he can write many people know that ills or problems in the Philippines, and also he wants to solve that problem and give the people inspiration on how to love and serve the country. In this novel, most of the people are aware of what is happening in the country nowadays.
That's all. Thank you.